Good morning, it's Mike, and I wanted to go over today's presentation. So, a quote on the screen: trust yourself, create the kind of self that you'll be happy with all your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny inner sparks of possibility into achievement. So, you ever watch a movie and they have the bloopers? Those are the outtakes at the end. They're mistakes or flub lines or prop issues that they play, and they're kind of funny. I recently went to see A Ticket to Paradise, which is a movie with Julia Roberts and George Clooney. And I was thinking about, their interaction in the bloopers and how well they interacted. So I was thinking about what it takes to be successful, and I think it's trust, right? You could tell that Julia Roberts and George Clooney trusted each other, but more importantly, they probably trusted three other things besides themselves. So, number one, they both trusted themselves. And I mentioned this yesterday. Instead of the mindset of can I, shift it to how can I? Look around. In Massachusetts, there's 27,000 realtors. You know them. I know them. It's a wonder some of them can find their way to an office. Yet they seem to be able to produce some pretty exponential results. And it's not that they're smarter or better than you. They trust themselves and they trust the process. They trust the universe. And it's just like George and Julia, right? George and Julia, they trust the process, right? They trust the directors. They trust the script. So many people in our industry, they don't want to study. They don't want to take classes. They don't want to master their scripts. They don't want to learn the presentation. They want to rely on their natural abilities. Now, I can tell you that, I wouldn't pay $20 a head and spend a Friday night in a movie theater to watch George and Julia Roberts in the outtake scenes only, right? They're independent contractors too, just like you, right? I think that's one of the issues with realtors is they believe that because they're an independent contractor, they don't have to study, they don't have to master their presentation, they don't have to learn scripts, right? But what's the difference? The difference is that, George and Julia trust the script. They trust the directors, they trust the process. The bloopers are funny, but I wouldn't pay to go spend a Friday night watching that. I want to watch the movie with a storyline, good cinematography, excellent acting, people at the top of their profession. A contract, whether it's a buyer or a seller contract, is the result of mastering a good presentation or an even better presentation than the next person. So I'll leave you with this today. If you're fearful of not learning the scripts, it's because you don't trust yourself to let go and try something new, right? You want to do it your way. You want that independent contractor thinking, right? Here at Century 21, you need to plug into the processes and the tools and take action, right? I'll leave you with the closing again. A blooper is, the mistakes. It's the footage that they don't show. We don't get that many up-bats, auditions, right? It's far and few between. We're in a retracting market where, there's less inventory, which means competition's a little stiffer. So we need to make our at-bats, our auditions count. Any athlete, actor, musician, anyone at the top of their field knows that they have to prepare for the big presentation, right? Tom Brady has thrown that ball 9 million times the same way, right? He goes into the pocket, he gets protection, he steps back 10 feet, and he throws it, and one of his amazing receivers catches it. But yet, he doesn't yell at Belichick or Arians or whoever he's playing for now that he doesn't want to practice, right? Your listing presentation, your buyer presentations when you're on stage. So I would say to you today, the best thing you can do is start preparing your presentations, whether it's buyer or seller, and add that to your daily agenda. You need to have it into the agenda so that you actually remember to practice your presentation, prepare your presentation. Deb Prudhomme and Brandon recently, out of the blue, came up with 2 opportunities to list houses. I can tell you, and I'm not picking on them, that their presentation's not ready. I can just say that. And again, they're new to the business, but they need to go in and start adding in a layer of presentation practice and preparation almost daily until they master their craft. So there is Century 21 University. There is a class called Go List. There are instructor and participant handbooks. There's a PowerPoint presentation. Whether you decide to take the class or not, go through those materials and start to prepare yourself, because you never know when a presentation is going to appear. An amateur will practice until they can do it, right? A professional practices until they can't get it wrong. And that's going to be the difference between your gross commission income versus the other nitwits who could barely find their way to the office. So I'll leave you with that. Happy Thanksgiving. Make it a great day. If I can help you, I'm always here.